Hi there, I'm Marcia DeMeo-Morse from Hope for Kids Child Care Center in Duluth. I'm hoping it's my turn now. All this Zoom technology is still not used to it. So Hope United Methodist Church, we're housed in Hope United Methodist Church, which is across from UMD, kind of in the Kenwood Woodland area. And the church, there was a child care center here previously for over 40 years. So they had been here quite a long time. And in early 2019, they decided to move their program to a different facility that was bigger. And that left what we call the education wing of the church empty. So there was a team, and I wasn't part of all of this yet, but from what I hear, there was a team of folks from the church that decided that as part of their mission for the church was to be a space, for families and for the community. And at that time in 2019, as there is now, there was a huge childcare crunch. We needed childcare, and so they thought that this was a perfect way to tap in with their mission and reopen a childcare center in the church to kind of meet both of those goals as part of the church and to open up childcare for the community. What they found out is that because the center that had been here previously had been here for so long, they were grandfathered into a lot of the city and zoning and all that. So they pretty much had to start at square one. So they went through the city and got zoning. They worked with architects. Found out that in order to have infants in the building, we needed a sprinkler system. So they had to get a sprinkler system through the whole church, which was a good idea anyway. So once they kind of contacted all these people and kind of, got things rolling, they of course needed some finances to start it all up. So my understanding is that the church took out a line of credit to open the business. And so a kind of a task force was built to take this on, to take the opening of the center on. And it was a team of people from the church, but it was also, there were some business folks on that team. Some people that do work with the city were on the team, some financial people were on the team, and some previous educators were also on the team, and current educators. So that it was very diverse. It was really all the people that were really helpful in getting all the different pathways and areas started. So they decided to start the program as its own nonprofit, separate from the church. So we are a nonprofit child care center that is housed in the church. So there were contractors and plumbers and city people and architects and a whole bunch of people involved in those early stages. And in the fall of 2019 is, I think, when they decided that they kind of had all of those bases met. So they wanted to hire a director to do the actual opening of the center. And that's where I came in. A little bit about me. I am a UMD graduate in early childhood development and have worked in the child care field for, I hate to say it, but well over 30 years. And I keep saying I'm living the dream, because it was a dream of mine, as somebody mentioned in in our introductions, that to open a child care center and to run a child care center. I found out I wouldn't have been able to do it by myself, so it was a good thing I had that team from the church backing me up. But I also wasn't prepared for the amount of construction and plumbers and electricians and all these different people that were coming in, and they all had their timelines, and they all had to, you had to do this before you could do this. And so navigating that was all new for me. And then once in the midst of that, starting the licensing process, I knew Rule 3 in and out as a teacher, as an educator, but I didn't know all of it as a director, and I didn't have it all memorized, obviously. And so just working through the ins and outs of the licensing, the staff ratios, how many children we could have. And again, we started from nothing, so we ordered all of our equipment, had to get get everything that we needed. And then slap darn in the middle of it came the pandemic. And we all started working from home, and we had a tentative May start date, and I thought, oh, well, people aren't working, they're not going to need childcare. So we kind of put the brakes on it for a little bit, and then found that centers were closing because they weren't being able to stay open because they didn't have kids, or didn't have enough kids to sustain their business. So I was starting to get calls on when we were opening, and if we were opening, and if we were going to have openings, and could they be on a waiting list. And so I thought, well, we better put this back in gear. So we did, and we managed to get open in July of 2020. So we've been open for about a year and a half now. We did have a lot of supporters. Childcare Aware had this wonderful program that I started actually before they hired me. It was a director's credential, and it took you through all the different layers of being a director of a child care center. And it was in that program that I did my business plan and did a marketing plan. So that was very helpful. I was really glad that I had taken that. And then First Children's Finance was also a part of that credential. And I think I went to a childcare startup boot camp, which talked a lot about all the ins and outs of what you have to do to start the center. And then we also, again, before they hired me, they were able to get a consultant from the Northland Foundation to kind of guide the task force that turned out to be my board, with the ins and outs of the actual childcare business. So those are really the three key players in what kind of helped us open up. So we started with our line of credit from the church. We also had, I believe it's 2 startup grants from the Northland Foundation that we used. And then we also applied for a half forgivable loan from the 1200 fund. So 50% of that, after we met the criteria, was forgivable. And then we've been trying to keep up on all the COVID grants and things that are out there, just to help us keep going. And we've grown like crazy. I still get many, many calls. We kind of found our niche in that there's not a lot of centers that will take part-time care. So we do offer some part-time care, and just recently also doing some drop-in care for some families. So I think putting those all together, we're running about 50 kids a day. We have about 65 on our roster, and we're licensed for 63. So we're definitely on our way. Anything I missed? Anything else? Any questions you had?
Well, it looks like they're going to move you soon. So
Okay, all right. I talked
thank
too
you
much, I'm
though.
sorry.
No, that
Thanks,
was
Marcia.
great. A lot of great information. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Marcia.
Hi, Patricia.
Nice to see you. You did great.
Did I forget anything?
No, you sounded great.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Max.
Are we ready to get started, or just take this away? Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Max Peters. I'm the city administrator for the city of Cohasset. I'm here to talk about the city of Cohasset child care project that really started in approximately 2016. I would say there's approximately four kind of big forces that made this happen. The biggest one was the city was potentially looking at losing their elementary school with a school referendum. Ultimately, the referendum failed, but the second referendum, they actually included the elementary school as a part of the project. To keep that facility